All my life, I've always tried to find my personal legend. I found music and I found freedom in music.
Do you remember your first contact with the violin?
I was 6 years old, and my parents bought me this instrument because I was at the School of Music and I had to choose an instrument. So I have to tell something before. I didn't choose to play the violin. I wanted to play the guitar or the piano. These instruments are polyphonic, and I just wanted to stay maybe in my room by myself and play music and sing. And I wouldn't need somebody else to play with me. This is what I thought when I was a kid. Then I was at the School of Music, and my teachers told my parents that I had good ear, so I should try to play the violin. So my first contact was not, I was not very happy because I felt betrayed by my parents. Yeah, this is the world. And after practicing for a few months, I wanted to stop because it was very hard. Violin require a lot of discipline, and I had to work like at least 1 hour every day. And I was very young, so I couldn't go out and play with my friends and with my sisters because I had to practice the violin every day, every weekend. But one day, because of that discipline, I think it was 4 years after my first contact with the violin, I fell in love with the violin. One day I tried to play a song that I heard at the radio, and I was able to play it with my violin. I think it was my first good contact with the violin, and I really fell in love with this instrument. The first time I felt happy with my violin, yes, I felt like I was vibrating with my violin. We were one. It was a part of me, and it was the first time I felt something like that as a young kid. It was the first time.
And you were 10 years old at the time.
Yes, I was very young, and I was going to school and to the conservatory. I was only working, doing my homeworks, and practicing the violin. I was also very solitary, a solitary kid, and the violin was like my friend.
How would you describe your relationship with your current instrument, with your current violin?
It's still the only way I have to express myself, and I still vibrate with my violin. It's I don't know, I can't compare this relationship with anything else because all the challenges, all the sacrifice that I did until now, I did it with my violin, thanks to my violin. If I don't have my violin today, I feel empty.
How do you prepare yourself before playing on stage?
It's a process. I need to be alone. In my world, I need to practice. I need to practice my show a few times from the beginning to the end. I need to be in a room by myself. I need to have a window. I need to have a view. And this is how I feel inspired. This is how I work the best. I can't explain why, but this is how I feel good. I would call it a musical meditation. I need to feel relaxed with my instrument. So it's not a solitary meditation. I'm with my instrument. I've never been that good playing the violin, performing on stage, than when I have this process before.
What kind of experience are you looking for yourself on stage?
I want to feel free, and I feel free. I feel connected with the crowd. I feel like I'm sharing my story. I'm giving my heart and my soul to the people, and they give it to me back. I've always wanted to make music looks like a party. When I'm on stage, I want to feel like we are partying all together. It's another experience. Like people, the crowd is not, the audience is not sitting on a chair and watching me performing. Everybody stand up and we are dancing, we are singing. I sing with my violin, but people, they are singing with me. And this is what I want to bring on stage with me, and this is what I want to share with people. When I was at the School of Music at the Conservatory in Paris, it was the conservatory, it's a classical training. So they want you to be perfect. If it's almost perfect, it's not perfect, so it's not good. And I remember every year, if I had the best rate and not the best appreciation, I was crying. I felt bad. I felt like it was a failure. And when I passed my diploma, the first thing I wanted to do was trying to find a way to play my music and feel free. I've always wanted to find freedom. And I found freedom by playing the music I love, by having fun with my violin, dancing, singing. I play hip hop, I play Caribbean music, and I have fun, and a lot of people have fun with me. So it's possible. When I play the violin on stage or when I'm by myself, when I'm alone, I have to play what I feel. So you will always hear my personal emotions. So you will always know if I'm sad, if I'm frustrated, if I'm in love. My violin is my voice. So it's my emotions are directly linked to my instrument and to the sound.
What is so special about playing with famous artists?
When you play with famous artists, for example, a few weeks ago I played with Pharell Williams. It's a validation of your work, and most of all when it's an artist that you have always been admiring, it's magical. I was very impressed before meeting him. I was very stressed, but when you're on stage, even at the rehearsal, before being on stage, you just feel like an artist, he's an artist, we are artists, and we are just connected, we are making music, we are vibrating all together. All the stress disappears suddenly. And when this artist, this legend comes at the end and says something nice to you, you feel you feel a new strength, a new motivation, and it's magical. It's like a dream comes true.
That's the last stage of the interview. I'm gonna leave the room. Please keep the microphone and add whatever you want to the interview.
I want to add to this interview something that is very important to me. Being a musician, but being an artist is a challenge. It's a daily challenge. It's not easy at all. We are trying to do something that everybody told us that we would never be able to do. It's not easy to explain why we are not giving up, why we don't stop, why we don't try to get a regular job. But when you want to be an artist and to be free with your art, you have to be very strong and you have to listen to yourself.